Hello everybody and welcome back to the channel. It's Nick here from Crimson Medici and I'm going to talk to you about Mixbus 11. If you've never heard of Harrison Mixbus, first of all go check it out. It is an awesome DAW. It sounds amazing and this is the primary reason I use it for our mixing and mastering sessions. We use Ableton as our content creation and songwriting platform. Mixbus is not great at that. It does have the MIDI functionality, but it's pretty tricky to use. And if you use Ableton and clips and all the rest of it, there's no point in trying to replace that workflow. What I would suggest is take the exported files out of Ableton and pop it into Mixbus. You will be astonished at how good it sounds. The summing engine in this software has come from Harrison SSL, known for obviously for their major mixing desks. And this piece of software just sounds absolutely fantastic. It does come with its challenges, and export is one of those. I'm going to show you that in a moment. So what we've got here is I'm working with a mixing and mastering engineer at the moment on our album. We've got 14 tracks here ready to go to our mix and mastering engineer. And so the simple function of stem exporting. Now, when I first did stem exporting out of this, I just followed the same process I did with Ableton, which is you select the tracks, export. And the challenge I've suddenly found myself was that all files were starting at 0. So, which sounds good, right? But no, what was happening was the export removes the silence. So if I show you this screen, which is our edit screen, here, for example, you've got vocals which are kicking in at different times, as you would expect them to. So backing vocals and lead vocals and ad-libs and all the rest of it. And what was happening was, as we were exporting out all of these files, all of the WAV files were starting at 0. So when you hit start, it was just a mad cacophony of noise because the silences had been removed. I've never experienced that before. I didn't know that that option existed. And in Harrison Mixbus, it does exist. And it's a bit of a hidden challenge, hence why I'm making the video. So if I go back now and just show you what you've got to consider. So when you do an export on stems, okay, you do a stem export and you've got all the various different tracks selected, that's good. So you highlight all the tracks that you want extended, you want exported. The time span, obviously starting from 0, right the way over to 401 in this particular thing. But here's the golden nugget where this silence box is. So as you can see here, it all looks really like standard and straightforward, and you're thinking, well, where else could it be? It's in here in the format section. So when it says format and you're outputting a WAV file, normalized peak, trim ending, yada yada yada, we go to edit. Go to edit and then here trim silence at start. If that is checked, all the WAV files are pulled to the front if there is a silence in front of it. You want to uncheck that box in your export stems when you want to give it to an external engineer that just wants to recreate the session in Pro Tools or whatever it is that they're going to use with that silence in place. If that trim silence is checked, it removes all the silence, everything starts at the beginning. It's an absolute nightmare. So just a little word of advice, make sure that is not checked if you're exporting for somebody else to create your session. I hope that's of use, and thanks ever so much for watching.